The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed by its host and guest on this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. I express firmly I am here to have a fun time, and don't need anyone ruining it by being butthurt. Take your clapped cheeks somewhere else. I am not a professional, I just play one on the show. Thank you, and continue supporting. Deuces.
Coming on the musical shock attack.
Hey,
And team come down, turn your back.
hey,
Because me sweeter than the water with no coconut. Me nicer than the lollipop. But watch a man, the higher and the mountain and the cooler the breeze. The little the fishy, the tighter the squeeze. It smell like a overnight rice and peas. The sun come down, the earth get hotter. The girl fishy smell like a old leather ratter. Woman it just a bubble like a soup in a pot. She have two breasts, she wear a long dress.
Hey.
Betwixt her leg, she have a bird nest.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Cause everywhere me go, cause them must say me a the best. Me mash it on the east, and me mash it on the west. She like how me dress, she like how me caress. Cause one spliff a day, keep the evil away. Cause one spliff a day, keep the evil away. Cause I believe why boss DJ. She hear me DJ, she give me love right away.
Hey.
And 20 pack of craving it. Cause one or 20 pack of craving it. Come and say one spliff a day, keep the evil
away.
away.
One split a day, keep the evil away. Welcome, welcome. I am.
On my cool J.
Tell me who that nigga is.
If it ain't me,
If it ain't a party, then it's finna be. Never had a problem that I couldn't solve. It must be official if I get wrong. Quarter pound of fire burning daily.
hey,
Harder to remember, getting harder
harder
to
to remember.
I've been through enough to drive me crazy. I don't think my mama's gonna save me.
Help me, help.
Maybe I'm not flying, but I'm floating. If we're not headed to the top,
Where we going?
2 miles an hour, can you picture me rolling? Cause life is so much better when you
Live it slow motion. Yo. Pardon me,
while I elevate. May not be on time,
but I'm never late.
blazing like the player that you wanna
Be
flavor like your baby mama cup of tea.
you see the company I'm keeping now.
Feeling like I'm dreaming, I keep feeling like I'm dreaming. Don't come around if you don't be around. I've been the man, you believe me now. Maybe I'm not flying, but I'm floating. If we're not headed to the top, where we going? 2 miles
Per hour, can you picture me rolling?
Cause life is so much better when you live it slow.
Motion, slow motion, slow motion, slow motion, slow motion.
Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
You're listening to
Special characters.
I am your host, Jose Luis, aka
On my cool J.
Mr.
This is culturally inappropriate.
That is me, aka aka Mr. Big. And another AK has been added for today's episode. I am Mr. Snow Leopard Man. I'm wearing the hoodie that I was talking about. Because you guys asked, like, well, let's see what the hoodie looks like. All right, here you go. So welcome back, beautiful people, to another episode of No Special Characters. I believe this is episode 170. I am a little bit tired. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'm not going to let that affect today's performance. At least try not to. All right. So hopefully you guys are doing good out there. Hopefully you guys are tuning in whatever time you're tuning in and you're having a a decent day, or you're about to start your day, or you're at the end of the day. I don't know why you would end this at the end of your day. Is this the voice you really want to hear? Is this the voice you want to hear where you're going to sleep, into that eternal sleep? Let me stop. But yeah, it's today's a day. Today's really a day. I wasn't supposed to record this episode. I'm like in, I don't know if you guys remember the way I ended the last episode, but I'm kind of in recovery mode. Where do I want to start? Where do I want to start? Where do I want to start? All right. So at the end of the episode, I mentioned, hey, I'm on the ZEMPIES journey, and I didn't really get too much into it because I didn't figure there might be anything there. But I was like, oh, okay, there was something there. So I started the ZEMPIES, and if you were like, oh, you're trying to lose weight, that's cheating. I didn't do it for that reason. All right, I already fluctuate through weight. You guys can go through all the shows, and you'll see like a little collage of me going big, small, big, small. It's pretty cool when you see it. It's like, all right, not really, not for my clothes, but yeah, I'm on my ZEMPIES journey. And before you go like, Ozempic is really for this? Yeah, I know. I'm part of that crew that is made for. I'm not getting these terrible side effects that people are getting off of these. I will say this. This thing is dangerous. This thing is fast acting. Not the weight loss part, but the point of this is to like curb your appetite. And I can tell you right now, the minute I injected myself with this, right away I lost it. And I was mad because I had just bought food. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to take this shot and maybe I'll kick in tomorrow, or I'll kick in like 30 minutes or an hour. I have time to enjoy my food. I bought a 20-piece chicken nuggets from McDonald's, and I was like, great. I got their new mac sauce. It's not an ad. And then I'm like, all right, I'm about to tear it down. Took the shot. I'm like, whoa. Something's not right. I was like, is this supposed to act this fast? 'Cause I don't know nobody on Ozempic. I always make fun of Ozempic and people that are on Ozempic, but I've never been like, hey, like, you're on this. How does this work? So they just go, hey, this curbs your appetite. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. Kind of like chewing gum would do. No, this is not like chewing gum. I took this the minute it went into my bloodstream. Cause like you gotta shoot it through the main vein, you know? Let me stop. For somebody really does that shit. And I was like, huh. I'm no longer hungry. And I'm like, where did my hunger go? Like, where in my body? I was starving. I didn't eat for like at least 12 hours. I'm starving. I'm hungry. I bought this food. I had discipline. I was in the car ride. I was like, no, we're not even going to eat a French fry. We're going to enjoy this as a home meal. And then my stupid ass like, wait, I got to go take this shot. I got to start this shot. Did it. Come back to my meal. And I'm like, I don't want none of this. I don't want none of this. But I'm not dumb because I'm like, I know that I have to eat food. I'm like, I got to eat something. So I'm like, okay. I had 1 nugget. All right, so far so good. 2 nuggets. So far so good. 3 nuggets. All right, we're done. I still have 17 nuggets. 17 nuggets. I have $4.33 worth of nuggets in front of me on my plate. Yes, I take the nuggets out the box and put them on a plate. I like to feel fancy, all right? Don't judge me. Like, that's a waste of water material. Go fuck yourself, all right? You're not paying my water bill. So, I just noticed monetization, whatever. Now, I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like this. I was like, maybe this is me. Maybe I'm playing a trick on myself. Or maybe I'm like, all right, maybe I'm just like overthinking this and now I'm not hungry. So go to the second day, breakfast time. All right. I normally don't eat breakfast, so I'm cool. I'm like, all right, man. Lunchtime. I eat lunch. I be eating lunch. So I was like, all right. Not hungry. Okay. Dinner time. Still not hungry. I went a whole day without eating. You're probably looking at me like, listen here, you healthy ass fucking snow leopard. You clearly didn't miss a meal. I got a couple stored in me, so I could go a couple days without eating. But I'm like, huh. I'm talking to this girl. I'm like, I haven't been fucking hungry. This shit is crazy. And she's like, you have to eat. I was like, I know I have to eat. I'm just saying I don't want to eat. And She's like, yo, all right. Anything else? I was like, I also haven't been thirsty. I haven't been thirsty like that lately. So she was like, you need to drink. I was like, thank you, Captain Obvious. I know I have to do things to survive and live. I know this. I know these things. So I was like laughing because I was like, yo, I'm stubborn, but I'm not dumb. So I'm like, hey, I'm not hungry or thirsty. And I'm like, this is no bueno, no bueno. And like in the description says, yo, you must drink mad water when you're on this. And I'm like, I don't drink water to begin with. So I'm like, I'm drinking high glucose and shit like that. I'm like, all right, soda. And I'm like, oh, this is dangerous. I'm like, this shouldn't be prescribed to people that are older than a certain age that will forget that, hey, this could be a problem down the line. So I'm over here on the ZEMPIES journey and I'm like, okay. I'm like, we got to regulate this. We got to fix this. I was just thinking like, yo, how many people just did this just to do it? And I'm like, this is not a fun feeling. As if you guys ever seen the vlogs, you guys know I like to go out. I like to go eat my food. I like to be out in public. This doesn't make me want to do any of this stuff. This just makes me feel like, hey, I'm just going to stay here. Because now I feel like there's no purpose for me to go outside because what is the reward? And I'm like, oh, I'm just outside? I'm like, I know some people are like, yeah, that is the reward. I like to stuff my face. That's why I'm this size. So I was like, all right, okay. But I was just thinking about this. On the ZEMPIES journey, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to make some adjustments. That's why I said in the last episode, I was like, yeah, I don't feel like 100% correct because that was literally my second day on it. I'm like, oh. And I knew it was a problem because I woke up in the middle of the night, dehydrated like a motherfucker. Dehydrated. I woke up to 6 cramps in my body. It was like I was on my period or something. But I was like, hey, nah. Something has to be adjusted here because this just can't be a go. So it was just pretty entertaining. Like, oh, this drug is a problem, but I'm gonna keep using it because I want to be slim. I want to be able to not fit this sweater. I want to come back to you guys in like 3 months. They'd be like, look at this, and put the sweater on, and it just falls through like when a girl takes off her blouse. So not her blouse, her gown. Blouse is a shirt. All right, so yeah. During this journey time, my dog is scared of my back staircase, and she's in the back staircase so she could go to the backyard and go do her business. So she's scared of this back staircase, and I went to go pick her up. I have a bad back, people. I mentioned it before. Like my back and neck is messed up. So my dog is a little bit on the heavy side, just like her owner. So I went to go pick her up, and I picked her up wrong. Tweaked my back. This is last Friday. I literally just finished recording and then I went down there, got my dog, tweaked my back, messed up my back. And I knew my back was messed up because I was like, oh, like I felt like a sharp pain. I was like, oh, I'm going to feel this. And I can't tell if it's because I'm getting old or I'm like, all right, we got to start taking care of ourselves now. But what also didn't help is that the Ozempic side effects is back pain. I was like, I can't tell what's happening. So I'm like in a whole loop of confusion. But I went to go pick up my dog, tweak my back, and I ended up having to call out of work because I worked the weekend. I was supposed to work the weekend. So I couldn't move. For 3 days I was in my bed, not moving because I'm in pain and not hungry. So that's not helping either. So my bad if I'm boring y'all with this, but I'm just giving you my life story real quick. So I'm like, okay, I gotta go to urgent care. I gotta go to urgent care so I could get some drugs. I need good shit. I need muscle relaxers. I need an anti-inflammatory. I need all this shit because I'm in mad pain. So my urgent care closed and I had to go to another urgent care. That's the worst feeling in the world when something that you're accustomed to going to is no longer there. And now you got to figure out, all right, what am I doing now? So this all transpires. And I'm like, okay, we'll figure it out. I go to this urgent care in like Bayside, Queens. I'm in Bayside, Queens. Never been there, but I know the area. Now, I thought this urgent care would be in a less crowded area. No. This urgent care is like right in the middle of the strip, the most popping strip in Bayside. This urgent care is. There's bars, there's bakeries, there's all a bunch of food stuff, there's shopping things, the LIRR's there. It's just a heavy traffic area. I was like, great. You know what I just figured out? I'm not going to be able to find parking. And it hurts to walk. Like 5 steps, herniated disc right on a pinched nerve. I'm like, oh, so it's like a pain shooting down my leg. And I'm like, this is crippling. So I finally got lucky. I found the spot that was like a block away. And I was like, all right, cool. Start walking there. Most painful thing. I get to the place. I'm like, hey, here to check in. Shorty treats it like it's a restaurant. Oh, you could just go sit anywhere you want. I'm like, in the waiting area, right? She's like, no, just go back there, choose any room. There's 7 rooms. Yeah, just go wherever you want. I'm like, I've never had this option before, so I can't tell if I'm being fancy. I'm like, oh shit, ooh, I could pick my own room. Okay, I want the room with the X-ray. So I get in there, and this kid walks in. Literally, he's like probably 17, 18 years old. He just got the job. It must be nepotism because I've never seen no 17, 18-year-old work at an intake portion of an urgent care. So I'm like, okay. He goes, hey, what's up, bro? And I'm like trying to sit down on the deli sheet so they could come examine me. He's like, hey, what's up, bro? What brings you in today? I was like, I got back pain. Word. Heavy lifting. I'm like, I don't know if you're making fun of me. Like, am I like, do I look like a heavy lift, or you're saying I am the heavy lifting? I'm just defensive because I was already in pain and I'm aggravated. But he's like looking at me like, oh, okay, you're serious about this. I was like, yeah, I came to an urgent care and you're like being nonchalant. I'm like, hey, what brings you here today? And clearly nothing good. So I was like laughing. But then as we proceed with the procedures, which didn't happen, if you ever been to an urgent care or you ever been to an ER, they do your like regular vitals check. So they check they do a pulse ox. They read how much oxygen is in your blood, your pulse rate. They check your blood pressure. They do these things. They ask you your weight. They ask you medical reasons. All right, what caused this? These are normal standard things that they ask you. So I'm in there and this 18-year-old is like, hey man, how much do you think you weigh? I was like, 203. And he's like, cool. All right, later. Huh? What do you mean? Oh, the doctor will come see you. I know the doctors come see me, but you have to give her information to know what she's walking into. Oh, she's right there. She can hear everything. Huh. Okay. Doctor comes in. So what brings you in here? I was like, I thought you could hear everything. Like they're hearing, they're sensing that I'm bad defensive, but I'm like, I thought you could hear everything. I thought you were in ears length. I was like, why didn't he write nothing down, son? I'm like, yo. So she was like, what is your name again? I was like, I'm the only one here. I'm literally the only patient here. I was like, what do you mean? What is my name? I was like, yo, go look. I was like, yo, I was getting tight. And I'm like, yo, this can't be a normal practice. I was like, I could see why this place is empty and nobody's here because it was just pure unprofessionalism. And I'm like, yo, lady, I just drove 6 miles here. I had to walk a block. I was like, the 6-mile ride here isn't the smoothest ride. I have back pain, so every bump that I'm hitting, it's triggering the back pain. And then I had to park, and then I got to sit down. I got to get up. That's activating the back pain. I'm like, everything is just pain. I'm just in pain. Kill me. So I'm like, and you're like, hey, what is your name again? I was like, if you said, hey, can I just verify who you are? Give me your name and DOB. I was like, all right, cool. But I'm like, yo, fam, if I'm literally the only one here, you guys told me to choose a room because clearly there's nobody here and nobody had the due diligence to be like, oh, that's such and such right there. So I'm like, okay, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? So I was like, all right. I was like, yo, look, I told her what I need. I was like, I need some cyclobenzaprine and I need this painkiller. I need some acetaminophen. This is all before I found out that acetaminophen was triggered to whatever JFK Jr. or Senior said. I don't know which JFK he is. But yeah, you probably like his name isn't JFK. He's a FK, okay? I know that much, all right? He's a Ford Kennedy, all right? That guy's a Kennedy, and his press conferences have been crazy. I think we have something later talking about him later. But yeah. I'm like, okay. I wonder if that's why she didn't assign me the acetaminophen because of those studies that didn't come out from an accurate source. My bad. I had to do a wardrobe change. It was getting kind of hot in here. Kind of hot. It's getting hot in here. So I took off some clothes. I am getting so hot. I'm gonna take some clothes off. So back to where I was, acetaminophen. I was wondering if that's why she didn't prescribe it. I was like, huh, did she hear that report? And was like, oh my God, am I the problem? And that day you were. On that day you were. And I'm like, yeah, professionalism. It sucked. But yeah, back pain. So that's what I've been doing. That's what I didn't think I was gonna be able to do this show, because I was like, yo, my back really hurts. Like me even being in a seated position just sucked. So I was like, okay. So as the week progressed, it got a little bit better. I had good days, bad days, and all this stuff. I ended up going out to go get some food. And on my travels, on my journey, I ran into somebody that didn't like me. And I'm like, great. Just my luck. Just my luck that I run into somebody that might try to do something. And I'm like, great. And like we did the, and before you're like, yo, like, I'm like, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. It's a real beef. Like, it's real beef. Like, me and this guy have always said that, yo, on site, definition of on site. If it's on site, it's on site. It's whatever. So, two days ago, I'm out and about getting some food. I'm in Jamaica. I'm like, okay, I'm getting some Salvi food, and I see this person, and I'm like, great. I'm like, if they see me, it's on site. So I was like, okay. But I can't be out. I have too much ego. I have too much pride. I'm like, I'm not going to hide, though. I'm out here. If he doesn't see me, he doesn't see me. But I'm not going to make myself like, hey, I'm over here, pussy ass. So I'm like, nah. I was like, I chose to play it as an adult. So I was like, okay. Because I was like, if me and him were to fight, I got about like 3 seconds of fight, because before like something triggers it, I'm like, all right, you're gonna win this fight. I'm gonna have to be like, I concede, sir. I concede. Or he would look at me and I was like, yo, I thought we had beef. And I would be like,
Nay, I do not jest like that. No. I do not jest
no,
like
we
that.
don't have
You frolic
beef.
too much. Oh, yeah.
I was like, no, I'm over here frolicking. Like, come on. I'm over here. Like, come on. You still mad at that? You still mad at that? Nah, come on. Bring it over here.
I love you.
All right?
I want to take you away from all of
this
this.
negativity in your heart. We got to take you away from that. All right? We got to elevate our... We're supposed to be brothers. But I was just like thinking like, damn, yo. The one time is like, oh. I'm like, he got caught lacking. He spent 30 minutes on the floor holding his back. So I was like, nah, I can't let that happen. So I was like, all right, cool. But thankfully nothing happened. I was like, all right, cool. I can't afford to go back to urgent care. And like, see, what happened was there was this guy here, and he looked at me funny. And I couldn't allow that to slide. So what happened to me was I ended up getting slid. And I didn't appreciate that. So yeah. Now, hurt. Still hurt. Yeah, I'm still talking. You still talking about your back? Yeah. I had time off from work because I'm over here trying to recover. And on my time off, I stumbled across a game called Skate. If you guys don't know what Skate is, it's a game about skating. What do you do in the game? Pretty simple. You skate. While you're skating, you skate. And then you play a game called Skate on your board that says Skate. Lupe Fiasco. You just kick and push. All right. So I'm playing this game and I'm having the most fun. I ended up talking my cousin into getting the game, his wife to getting the game, my other cousin Chris to getting the game. My brother got the game. Everybody just got the game. You know why we got the game? Because it's free 99. Nothing is better. Nothing beats a free game. And it's an open world game. It's a GTA game. It's like a GTA style game. It's just open world, and you could go wherever you want on this map. You could climb on things. You could jump off buildings. You could look for ways to do sick tricks. And you know what I'm doing in this game? I'm just doing all the things that I can't do in real life right now. And what I am doing is I'm just walking around. In the game, I'm just walking around. I put the skateboard down. I throw it, and I just walk around. I was like, this is what I would be doing if I was walking. I would be over here at this park looking at the sunset, or I'll be over here looking at food that I can't eat. I'm actually thinking about, like, somebody said this is somebody did this already, but I was considering doing it too. Since I'm no longer hungry, I don't feel the urge to eat anymore. I might hire somebody. I'm like, hey, can you eat this for me? Just to do that. Just a little something. Like, hey man, you want a free meal? Sure. Where are we going? Wherever I can't eat. Wherever I can't, I'm hungry, but not hungry at the same time. So I'm gonna live vicariously through you. So yeah. But back to this game. I'm over here doing things, And then I'm like, all right, now I'm getting crazy. Now I'm like, all right, we're gonna hurt his back. I'm gonna give my VR, my character in the game, the same back problems I have. So what do? I climb, and throw that motherfucker off the biggest fucking building. And I'm like, oh, get up, you pussy. I'm just being mad extra. I'm like, oh man, walk it off. I would have walked it off. No, I wouldn't. I woke up that day like, I can't move my neck. And if you're like, yo, if you never really had back pain in your life, like real back pain, like there's days like, oh shit, my back hurts. Like, okay. I'm talking about sciatic nerve on fire. I'm talking about herniated disc that are just sitting on nerves that trigger every now and then. If you just like tilt the wrong way, you're activating it. If you never had pain that it felt like somebody's grabbing your spine, like a Mortal Kombat move, and they're like, yeah, God bless you, because this shit sucks. This shit sucks a lot. I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, that's basically my life in the sunshine. Dun, 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 dun. All right, I think I'm gonna go to the movie review section next. Wait, let me make sure I caught everything. Could just be jumping the gun. My life. Oh, no. We are not done. We're not done, as Swiss Beats used to say back in the day. So yesterday, this is literally yesterday, my back is at 80% right now. I went shopping. And I went last minute shopping. I got out of work late. I was supposed to get out of work 30 minutes before the mall closed. I ended up getting to the mall 10 minutes before it closed. I didn't want to be a dick, so I went in there quick, fast. I'm efficient. I know what I want. I'm gonna get it. I've always shopped like that. So I'm not noticing that I'm coming into the mall hot, like speed walking in, so I can make sure I get into the Macy's store. I get into the Macy's store. I'm not paying attention to my attire. I'm wearing all black sneakers, black pants, black hoodie, black hat, hoodie on, walking into the Ralph Lauren section, going, all right, where's the hoodie? I'm literally speed walking through the hoodie, looking for the hoodie. And when I got there, no security guards. I'm like, all right, there's normally one here. There's no security guards. I'm like, okay. Looking. I'm in the purple section. I was like, I can't even afford to look in this section. So let me get out of this section and go over here. Find the hoodie. Now I'm looking for the size because the hoodie's not for me. It's for my niece. I'm over here looking for her size. I was like, would she fit this? I turn around because I felt like somebody was looking at me. What's there? A security guard. I'm like, okay, it's a lady security guard. I'm like, we're cool. I'm like, she's probably like, yo, stores. I'm thinking like the store is about to close. All right. She's going to be like, sir, you have 9 minutes. You can go. All right. But the mall's still packed. Still has people there. So I was like, okay. Looking. All right. Now I need to figure out if this size is the accurate, good size for her, or should I get her a smaller size or a bigger size? So I'm looking for different sizes. Of course, they don't have multiple sizes in the hoodie that I want to get her. So I gotta move around the store looking for other sizes. All right, this is an XS. This is a large. All right, that's too big. Get rid of that. This XS is too small. The small is really small. All right, so we're gonna go for medium. And then I turn around, and 2 more security guards are behind me. And I'm like, we're at 3 security guards. There's 1, 2, 3. The exits are covered. And I'm like, is something happening? I'm like, okay. I was like, nah, I'm tripping. It's nothing. Come on. You're being over the top. All right. I start moving from this side of the store, right side, left side. Right side, left side. Right side, left side. Left side, right side. I'm noticing, like, okay, it's not me. I'm noticing movement that they're following me with their eyes and their heads. And every time I inch over to closer to the exit, they start getting closer to the exit. And I'm like, oh, you guys think I'm here to steal. First of all, the hoodie costs $150. That's a fucking robbery. That's a robbery to me. But I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm not going to purchase this no more. But I'm going to make you earn your money. If you're going to follow me, I have a track history of making security work. Whenever you look at me, try to assume that I'm stealing, I have a track history for that shit. I am with all the mess. I'm with that. So Ralph Lauren store, exit, DKNY. So I just start zooming past the exit. I'm not like going slow. I'm skipping across. And then I'm like kind of skipping towards the exit, but going back in. Towards the exit, but back in. And they're like, sir, huh? What's going on? No, nothing. Yeah. All right. Getting close to the exit, but never going there. So now I'm like, okay, I'm off to the races. Adrenaline kicked in. My back no longer hurts. Now I'm in the clothing section, to the sneaker section, to the fragrance section, to the jewelry section. I have a fucking escort. And I'm like, all right, we're going upstairs, guys. Come on, let's go. Girls section, their sneaker section, maternity section, and whatever else, the bougie section, super bougie section. And then it's now 1 minute to closing. I am not near a register. I am by the second floor exit closest to the parking garage. And I'm like they see me walking towards the exit. And now they're getting closer, they're closing in. And I stop like right at the door. And I'm like, hey, this isn't even my size. I don't even need this no more. And I threw it right on top of like the security reader. Like when you pass the barrier and you still got the tag on it, it reads off. So I made sure I got it like right on it. So it reads off that, hey, something's being stolen when I already walked out the door. I was like, yo, y'all gotta do better, man. I was like, first of all, I'm not coming here dressed like this to go steal. I'm wearing regular shit. I'm wearing the most colorful shit. It's called peacocking. But I was like, hey, to each his own, goodbye. So it was like mad funny. I was like, yo, first of all, I was like, I'm hurt. And I know I'm still getting away. Because there were elderly people. Like, I don't want to see the skin color, but you got some color. I'm like, you guys aren't catching me. You're not doing anything. I'm like, if I wanted to take off, I could take off. I'm like, also, you guys don't have a don't chase rule. And two, funny shit I heard, because this girl that used to work there was talking about the security guards there that are armed don't want to do their job. They don't want to chase you. They don't want to do any of that shit. So I'm like, Macy's, your security is going to do it? They're going to get a fucking 30% off this ass whipping. I was like, shit, bro. It was like mad fucking funny. But I was like, hey, racial profiling at its best. I was like, yo, just because I'm dressed this way doesn't mean I'm going to do things, all right? Just because I'm dressed like a whore doesn't mean I'm going to do whore things, okay? I actually came in with money. I was like, hey, okay. But they legit didn't have the size. I was like, okay. Because I was like, all right, they only had XS small and then XS small and large. I needed a medium. So I was like, okay, whatever. I was like, I'll come back another day, go get it, make them work for their money again. So, yeah. Now that was my week wrapped up. And now we can go to the movie review section. That's really loud. This week, I am reviewing an old movie. Very old movie. Old movie. If you haven't seen it, it's your fault. I'm not doing spoiler alerts. The movie I'm talking about is called American Me. American Me is a story about the rise a la M, or la onda, as some people would say. The Mexican mafia, right? So it's about the rise of them and the prison system. And around this time, 2 movies came out. One of my favorite movies is Blood In and Blood Out. So were they around the same year, or there was something around the same time frame? So Blood In and Blood Out. Let me just do my due diligence. All right. So I got the time frame. All right. So these 2 movies about the same thing were coming out. They were recorded around the same time frame, except one had permission from the head honchos, a la Emma, and the other one didn't because they didn't like the way they portrayed one scene. So Blood In and Blood Out is like, what's his name? Danny Trejo's, Delroy Del Lindo, like people like that. I forget the name of Miklo Vlaka's real actor. He was popping at that time for a while. So we're not there. They got permission. They did it good. To me, it's a legendary movie. It's solidified in my heart forever. It's a 3-hour-long movie. I sit down and watch it 3 hours every time. I don't miss a beat. I'm like, and it has mad quotables. So I love it. But we're talking about American Me, and American Me is more trying to humanize this guy that was the leader at the time, Santana. So it was like, all right, Blood In and Blood Out is more of like our Miklo Vaca's start, like how he took over and all this shit on the rise in the ranks and all that stuff. This one is more like, all right, the leader that started it, the reason why I started it, and all these things, and how he starts having a change of heart. So people find it like weird. So I think it was 2 scenes, the reason they had an issue with it. So this movie got approved by studios to go make it, but they didn't speak to the right people on the streets about the movie. So the person that's been the connection between both movies to the Emmet has been Danny Trejo, because Danny Trejo has been in and out of the system, and he met people, and they're like, hey. So they go to Danny, and he's like, hey, we want you to be in this movie. And Danny's like, I don't think I could be in this movie. Also, did you talk to these people? They were like, yeah, we talked to the people. It's good. Only to find out, no, it wasn't. It wasn't good. So this movie comes out, they get pissed, and now everybody has a hit on them. There's money on people's heads because of this movie, and people were being killed, I believe, because of this movie. Now, this movie is a good movie, a little slow, but it's a good movie. Now, this movie takes you to the storyline of Santana and him growing up with his 3 best friends. His name Mundo and JD. In this movie, JD is Miklo. So he talks about how they were dealing with gangs, how they were running away from a gang, and he went into a store to seek shelter. The store owner thought they were to rob the place. And Mundo made a mistake and he broke the glass and tried to run out of there. And then JD was trying to run too, which is Miklo, to us, and he got shot and lost his leg. Now they're in the prison system, but not yet. They're in the juvenile system. In the juvenile system, the first night, allegedly, Santana got raped. That same day that he got raped, like literally right after it was over, he fought the guy, killed him. Now he's being charged with more shit, which I think that was wrong, because I was like, yo, if I killed somebody after I was just sexually assaulted, you're going to give me more time? So what happened was he ended up getting, like, let's say 10 years. So he was like 17. He was like, the minute I hit 18, no, he was like 16. So the minute I hit 18, I go straight to the real shit. I go right to prison. Right now I'm in juvie, I go to prison. So he's just waiting. So he's like, all right, from that moment that he got that kill, everybody looked at him different. He's a player. He's somebody that you have to watch out for. Like, we have to make sure, like, all right, don't fuck with that guy, because he kills people. So it's like, all right. And then everybody starts clicking. And just like in Blood In, Blood Out, it was like, yo, everything here is not broken up by gangs. We're all broken up by color. So that shit that you have in the street, don't bring that shit here. All right, because we need to stick together. There's strength in numbers. So now a few years have gone by. They're in Folsom now. They're the head people for the Latino section, which is like, all right, okay. Now, from there, they got their hands on like extortion, shit like that. But they're also in the drug trade. In this drug trade, they had like a system in place that I was like, I would never have volunteered. Like, you want me to go kill somebody? I'll go kill somebody. But don't have me do the balloon pickup. So basically, they go have a girl bring in drugs to her for JJ, and then she goes to the bathroom and flushes it down the toilet. Now, they don't know when the drugs are coming. They just know drugs are coming. They don't have an exact time. So they have to stick their hand in the sewer pipe and wait for things to drop down from the sewer pipe into their hand. So this guy's literally in a raw sewer pipe with his hand in there, and like there's shit falling in his hand. And he has to double check to make sure, like, hey, that's not the balloon, right? All right, that's shit. All right, more again. That means he's feeling cold water, warm water, and hot shit until he finally gets the balloon. And he's like, all right, I got the balloon. So disgusting. You just had your hand in sewer water. You are raw dogging shit in your hand. Other people's shit. People whose shit you don't even know that is. So, not that it makes a difference. But from there, they take the balloon. And now this guy that just picked it out of the sewer system has to put lube in it and shove it up his ass. And I'm like, that's a lot. Like, yo, this just literally came out of a sewer system, and now you want me to shove this thing up my ass? Hell no. So the guy does it, gets to the block, and he takes it out his ass. And now it's time to like pass it out, distribute it, because this one package is just for one person. So pops it out and then like just didn't clean it. Didn't clean anything. Straight out his ass and just rips it open and gets the drugs out the balloon. And I'm like, y'all niggas have hepatitis. Y'all have a bunch of shit. Y'all sick as shit. And I'm like, there's not enough drugs, because any drugs in the system that I always hear, like they come in that way, like through somebody's asshole. And I was like, you're just like, oh, I'm totally fine with smoking drugs or getting something that came out of somebody's asshole. It's like, it was covered in rubber. Like, all right, so weird. Let me stop. But yeah. And then you get to the part where they're passing the wire. This is the most dumbest part of the prison thing, because I was like, they passed the wire, Holmes. And they basically put the drugs in a sock and they just pass it down cell to cell to cell. It's supposed to go 5 cells down. It gets to the 3rd cell. The person in the 3rd cell steals the drugs. Now you got a whole fucked up distribution system. So I was like, you did all this complicated hard work for it to be ruined by a pass down. And I'm like, okay. But all these things transpired. They ended up killing the guy that stole the drugs. He ended up being black and part of the BFG family, which is the Black Gorilla family, the BGF, the Black Gorilla family. And they took it as like, oh, this is a color thing. And he's like, no, we took it because he stole our drugs. But they don't want to hear that, because who would believe that? We're in a place that's racially divided. So I'm like, okay. So it leads to shit. It leads to like more and more things down the line. It led to like more beef between people. And then you start hearing, all right, so the MS beefing with the BGF and the polar bears are over there watching, but now the MS dealing with them trying to split into 2. So I think the M is like Southern California and the Nuestros or Norteños, whatever they're called, like the Northern California people. That's how you know I'm not well educated in this conversation to be having it. But yeah. So they're trying to split. And this guy's like, this is at the worst time because we're about to go to war with the BGF. And then these people are looking at us and then we're trying to do other moves. And it was like, this is not a good time. So Santana talks to, he's having like a council meeting. He talks to one of his people. He's like, hey, yo, and we need to go deal with this person. Anybody know who this is? He's like, yeah, that's my old bunkie. We cool as hell. And he's like, well, I need you to take care of him. And he was like, nah, man, me and him used to share a needle. And he was like, that makes it even better. You could get closer to kill him. So he's basically telling him like, yo, I want you to kill this guy. And he keeps giving reasons not to kill him. So Santana goes like, yo, fuck that. I'll take care of it. Don't worry. We're good. And he looks at his man. It's like, all right, yo, we got to send the message. So for the first time ever in their history of their gang culture, there has never been a hit placed on their own member. So we get introduced to this guy. There's going to be a problem later in the show, in the movie, called Little Puppet. Little Puppet just came in. He's under Big Puppet. Don't ask me. That's their names they went. That's Big Puppet's little brother. And Little Puppet's like, in the council meeting, he's like, yo, this is my little brother. I want you guys to take care of him. He's family. He's with me. I vouch for him. He doesn't do these things. But he literally said he doesn't do these things. But gang members are gang members. Be like, all right, you're going to do something. I just told you I don't do that. If I just told you I'm good at selling drugs, like, don't order me to like, yo, go kill somebody. Like, yo, fam, I just told you I'm not good at that. You want me to do what I'm good at? Why are you making me do the worst shit that I can't do? So during this meeting, and he's like, all right, they just introduced Little Puppet. He's the tattoo guy. And then the guy just disrespected Santana in front of everybody. That they go to the yard and Puppet's like doing a tattoo on this guy. Really shitty drawing. It looks like the it's supposed to be a woman, but it looks like the fish from Shark Tale, the one that's Angelina Jolie's character. And he's like, yeah, man, my fucking lines are really good. So the thing that I love about this movie, or about us as a culture, is that we look like everything. We look like everything. If I show you a picture of my family, like my family, just the Salvi side, my brother looks like a Caucasian. I look pretty brown for my color. And then there's my cousin Kev that looks full-blown Asian. He looks Korean. He looks Vietnamese. So that's the beauty of it. So we're going through this movie, we're watching this movie, and we get introduced to this other guy. He looks straight up Asian, but he's part of them. He's like, nah, that's my people's. The same way JD got down. Like, yeah, that's my people's. Diverse, super diverse. It reminded me of a fucking family reunion. And I'm watching it. And the Asian dude walks up to the guy. What was his name? His name was like Apple Pie or some shit. Something Pie. And he goes like, open your eyes. And he stabs the shit out of him while he's lifting weights. And he dies. And then that sent another message that would have rippled down later in the movie. because they just gave a green light to kill their own members. So now everybody in the prison is like, oh, nah, they different. Nah, don't do that. So as time transpires, Santana eventually gets free. He's out into the real world. He meets a woman. This woman starts changing his opinion or views the way he sees life. And most people be like, that's a negative thing. It is a negative thing if you're going to still stay in the lifestyle. If you're going to be with a woman that's changing your view on life and then you want to get out of the lifestyle, that makes more sense. I'm like, all right, that's cool. But he's still there. He's still involved in all these activities. So you can't afford to be out here in the world looking weak. So she starts looking at him like, all right, dude, what do you like to do? Blah, 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 blah. Have you ever thought about this? She's making little micro changes to his life. And his crew could see it. Like, yo, you're acting weird. Now, this change that he's going through is happening at the worst time for them because they're trying to strike a deal with the Italian mafia. Italian mafia was doing business in their neighborhood. It's like, yo, I don't think that you should be doing business here without giving us a cut. If you want to move product in our street, you got to talk to us, give us a cut, and then we'll move your product for you. But other than that, the days that you just selling shit and not giving us anything, it's crazy. Nah, we're not doing that no more. So he's literally at war with the Italian mafia. And the Italian dude ends up getting a bad piece of luck. His kid ends up getting caught on a drug charge, and he goes to Folsom, where they're at. Now, while he's in Folsom, Santana and JD go talk to the head Italian dude, and he's like, hey, yo, these are the rules, and if you don't agree with them, we're going to have a problem. He's like, yo, fuck it, I guess we have a problem. Not thinking about his son being locked up. So while his son's in there, his son gets raped. So he was like, okay, if that's what we're doing, watch what happens. So what does he do? He does the best response that he can do, which was, I'm not going to violently attack you guys. I'm just going to let the coke go in pure, uncut. So they were giving up pure coke to his communities, massive ODs, mad people died. And I'm like, all right, that's bad. So as while Santana's being enlightened, he's talking to JD, and JD doesn't give a shit. JD's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, we're going to go to war. And then he's like, we're going to go to war with them. We're going to take over their shit. And then whatever we lost here is whatever we lost here. And Santana kind of looks at him and is like, yeah, but you're not getting it. He's like, they did attack us, not directly, but indirectly. And he was like, out of all those people that died, how many of them were Italian? And it just went over their heads. They didn't get it. He was like, all right, you're not seeing the picture. You're not seeing the picture at all. So more trouble comes up for Santana. While he's free now, he's out in the world. All these things are happening in the prison. So he's not able to see what's going on there. And the polar bears hired the BGF to start fucking with La M. So what do? They break into a stash house that they have mad coke in. And they suffocate everybody with fucking coke. Like they have like the Scarface pile of coke, and they just grab them and just put their head in it, like, breathe, motherfucker. And like, that's how they're dying. I can't tell if that's a good way to die or a bad way to die. But because it's like, oh shit, it's coke. And then it's like, oh shit, it's coke. Like, but from there, more beef transpires. And Santana's looking at JD like, yo, I don't want to do anything that's going to be crazy or like wilding out right now. So what happens is JD goes behind his back. JD talks to the polar bears that are working both sides, and they sent them to cheap times, which would be where, if you guys remember Blood In, Blood Out, the guy goes into the club and throws 2 grenades in there, which is like a drug facility in the basement. Shit blows up. But in this version, they go in there and they just shoot patrons. They just shoot black patrons at this club. They just kill everybody in there and they fucking leave, which makes it look more racial than business. And now Santana's like, all right, yo, there's just too much going on. There's just too much going on. We need to ease up, blah, blah, blah. And JD's like, yo, this is a sign of weakness. What are we doing? What are we doing here? We can't be doing this. We got to look strong. We got to hit back. We got to hit back hard, or else we're going to have a hard time trying to regain any sort of power. So Santana's like, nah. He starts focusing on Little Puppet's release date, because Little Puppet wants to have a wedding when it gets released. Okay. Now, he gets out, gets picked up. They throw the wedding. He has this beautiful wedding. But Little Puppet's on different timing. Little Puppet's like more like, I'm against this shit now. I don't care about this. So he's talking to like 14-year-olds. He's basically speaking to some kids. He's like, yo, don't do this shit. He's like, yo. He was like, I don't got to be mean anymore. I don't got to be a tough guy. He was like, blah, 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 blah. But he's delivering the message wrong. He's not doing it from a sober state. He's already drunk and shit. So he sounds like a complete fucking idiot. He was like, and then he kind of like throws shade at the gang because he's like, I used to throw the best tattoos in the world, but Santana made him do a hit and kill somebody. And in the middle of the hit, he cut his hand really bad that he could no longer hold his pen gun or pen tool, whatever you guys don't get pissed off the tattoo community. So he doesn't piss off shit. So he could no longer paint tattoos good anymore. So now he's tight about that. So that like Santana's like, yo, shut him up. But like cool, calm. It's his wedding. The guy comes up to him. He's like, yo, you're doing too much. He's like, but I got something for you. He gave him like some drugs. I couldn't tell if it was like cocaine or PCP. But he gets to the point where he's like belligerent drunk now, and like he's getting kicked out of his own wedding party by his wife. So they go for a walk. They take him for a walk. His house is literally like right down the block. He's like, all right. He gets there, and he puts his jacket down that has the drugs in it. He puts it like on like this park bench. And then he walks away to go like sober up, go to the bathroom, go pee, go drink some water. And he comes back out. By the time he's coming back out, there's police already on Santana. And he's being like profiled. And what gets him caught up is that while he's walking Puppet to the crib, Puppet kind of threw up on him. So he kind of had to roll up his sleeves. So when he rolled up his sleeves, he shows his gang tattoos. And when the police see it, it's like, oh, how long have you been away for? Blah, blah, blah. What is your name? Okay. Is this your jacket? And it wasn't his jacket. Santana left the shit at the party. That's Puppet's jacket. So they find the drugs and they knock him for that. He's in parole violation. They send him back. So now everybody's tight because that messed up everything. I was like, all right. Because JD's running the prison and he's out there in the streets. So a lot of the things that was going on in the prison, everybody's like, all right, you're not the guy here no more. They're more looking at JD. And from there, Big Puppet goes to Santana. He's like, yo, please, like, my brother didn't mean it. That wasn't supposed to happen. Anything you want, I'll do for you. Like, anything. Just take my brother's name off the list to be killed. And he's like, I never put your brother's name on the list to be killed. JD did. So, but he's not acknowledging that JD did it to him. He's like, don't worry about it. It's a misunderstanding. We'll take care of it. So he goes, has to sit down with JD. And JD's like, no, we're not taking his name off the list. It has to happen. It's going to happen. Whether you want it to happen or not. Now JD's showing like, all right, I'm really in control. You're just here for the ride. We can still be cool. Just don't get in my way. And Santana's like, nah, I'm going to get in your way. So on the way out, he looks at one of the members that's in like the visitors area. And he's like, all right, Puppet, tell Puppet he still has to kill his brother. So from there, the movie just goes downhill. Not in a bad way, but just the storyline lets you know it gets like really sad and fucked up. So they go up to Puppet and it's like, hey, yo, it's still happening. Whatever you heard from Santana, it's a dub. And if you don't do it, we'll do it. We'll take care of it. But whoever's with him is going to die. And they show him pictures of his mom, his dad, his girl, little Puppet's new wife, the kids, everything. If anybody's there, they're going to die. So he said, all right, I'll do it. Which leads to the famous scene like, don't look at me, don't look at me. But because that happened, they knew Santana was no longer going to ride with whatever they were saying. And what made Santana look like, all right, Santana just accepted his fate. He already knew what was going on. So he wakes up one morning, he's getting himself together, he's prepping himself, combing his hair, cleaning his face, and his crew pulls up and is like, yo, you ready to come outside? And he already knew what time it was. And he just like looks at him. He's like, yeah, fuck it, I'm ready to go. So the person that always gets me like, it's why this would be like such a like, all right, I see this, why it would happen, is because the first person that stabbed him was with him from the beginning when he was in Folsom. He was there. And that's the person that's killing him. And I'm like, wow. So there's like 6 people and they all start stabbing the shit out of him, like, and then they just throw him off the side of the rail and he falls like 5 floors down to his death. And that's how American Me ends. And that's what I think led to the hits being made out in the movie because they didn't speak to the right people for that movie. And then They had to call on Danny Trejo, that's cool with them, and he had to squash the beef, but it was already too late. People had died already. But they were like, all right, we ain't like your movie, we ain't prove it, so we're gonna have problems. So like the main dude that played it also had to go into hiding. Mad people went into hiding when this movie came out. So I was like, all right, that's why you get blood in and blood out. Like, all right, this is a more better story of our start than what you guys portrayed, because that was complete bullshit. So yeah. What else is there? If you ask me personally, I think both movies are important. Because Blood In and Blood Out is good. Blood In and Blood Out is like, all right, these three people grew together. One went to be an artist. One went to go to prison because he was trying to keep up with his Mexican heritage and prove too much that he was like the person that tough machismo guy. And then the guy, the tough machismo guy, ended up finding out that's not the way. He ended up becoming a cop. They went to their own things. So you go watch this movie and it's like, all right, as fucked up as it is. And it's like, there wasn't like a real like, holy shit, like this is not what I would want for my life. Like it didn't really get that moment. Because at the end it ends with Miklos running the prison and he's like, okay, American Me shows this shit ain't for everybody. This is not a lifestyle you want. That's why I think both movies are great. Like this, like in the beginning of the movie, it starts off with his pops and they had the zoot suit era where like the Mexicans would wear like, not the Mexican and black people were wearing zoot suits. So they would wear these over the top suits and then they would get ridiculed and blah, 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 blah. And then they had the zoot suit riots. And I forgot where they said in Cali, where his dad was getting a tattoo. Santana's dad was getting a tattoo to represent his mom, which was like a flower on his hand. And then this is all happening during the riots. His man's just talking to his pops like, hey, yo, we got to go. This shit's getting crazy. And he's like, nah, fuck that. If you ain't about this life, then take off your suit. And the minute he says that, he ends up regretting it because he ends up taking off his suit later. But a bunch of, I think they were sailors. A bunch of sailors came in. Like I think who are the sailors? The Navy. A bunch of Navy sailors came in, ran into the spot, started beating the shit out of him and then his boys. And then they take his wife to the back and they rape her. And this is very important because at the end of the movie, before Santana goes back in, he's talking to his dad and he's like, hey, yo, I don't know what it is, why you don't like me. He's like, you never liked me. He's like, you always treated me weird. And he tells him the truth. He's like, yo, on this night, your mom was raped. And then she was pregnant. He's like, you're not my kid. Or he made assumptions like, yo, I don't think you're my kid. I can never look at you correctly because I don't feel that you're my child and you represent the horrific night of what happened to your mother. And your mother, through the good graces of God, kept you, but I can't stare at you. I can't do any of these things. So it just really brings like the thought of a vicious cycle because it's like, okay, dad's in a zoot suit gang, goes through it, tries to change his life around. He doesn't. He's not in the gang no more, but he doesn't do nothing to like progress his life to be better. He's just a miserable old person. And then he sees his son making these mistakes, going through gang life. Then he goes to prison and he's like, there's nothing he could do. And then he's watching the next generation, his grandkids doing the same exact shit. And it's like, whoa, it's just a vicious cycle and there's nobody there to fucking break it. And it's like, for cycles to be broken, somebody has to like really like, all right, we're not going this route no more. We're going to do something different. So he sees it unfolding with the new generation. Santana just died. So he's seeing like the younger generation, I think cousins or whatever is I can't tell if he had more kids, but it was like somebody, they called him grandpa, right? But they weren't his kids. Santana was been locked up since 16. So I don't know whose kids they were, but it was like, oh, grandpa, blah, blah, blah. So he's calling his grandson. He's like, yo, come back inside the crib. He's like, grandpa, I got you. Don't worry, we'll be back. And then his kid goes out to go commit senseless gang violence against innocent people. So I see the beauty in both movies because I've always felt that way when it came to gang culture. Gang culture sometimes doesn't make any sense to me. Gang culture was like, all right, there used to be an initiation back in the day. And you would have to get high for this. And you would just go out into the street and just shoot the first person you see. And I'm like, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. I was like, if you ask me to join your organization and my job is to go take somebody out, I'm not killing a 9-to-5 worker. I'm not killing somebody that's trying to do something with it. I'm not hitting or hurting an innocent person. Like, you're bugging out. If you don't tell me to go kill somebody on the opposite side, on a different gang, all right, I get that. Okay, we got beef. I don't know why we got beef, but I'll figure it out later. I'm going to solidify the beef no more. As ignorant as that sounds, that makes more fucking sense than to go kill an innocent person. Because these kids just end up going out into the street and just shooting into like the front of a house with mad people on it. And the gang members are literally to the left and do the shooting at like the elderly people. And I'm like, yeah, I've always disliked that about gang culture. It's like, get the ops. So yeah, if you want to watch that, American Me is on Prime. This is not an ad. Prime, your days are numbered, bitches. It's coming up. Oh, I think it's in the next report, the next section. But yeah, American Me, you should give it a watch. A little slow, but it's a good watch. It's about 2 hours too. So yeah, cancel your day. So let's go ahead and move over to.
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
Hey guys, where do I start? Jimmy Kimmel is back in air. Yeah, that's where we're gonna start. Jimmy Kimmel is back in air, and I'm gonna, as much as you guys aren't gonna like this, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I say it's a good thing because your speech should be censored. Your speech should be censored. And everybody took this line that Jimmy Kimmel said and took it as like, oh, he's talking about Charlie Kirk. He wasn't talking about Charlie Kirk. You're talking about Donald Trump. And then I heard some good points where people were like, not against Jimmy Kimmel, but they were like, hey, do you think if Charlie Kirk was so free speech and all this shit, right? And do you think he would be in agreement with Jimmy Kimmel being canceled for what he said? And everybody's like, no, he wouldn't. So I'm like, so why are you guys trying to cancel him? And the other thing was, I mentioned it a couple episodes ago. I was like, you guys are being bought by one of Trump's companies or a pro-Trump company. So you guys are trying to kiss ass to save face. And that's a problem. When fucking money comes in the way of fucking free speech, that's a problem. We shouldn't be dealing with that. I'm like, this was definitely a fight that should have been had. And if there was any marches for that, I would have definitely been at those marches. Because at what point do we give up all rights? My cousin shared something going about free speech. People from England were talking about free speech in America, and they talk about how they don't have it there. And if you say something, it's a problem over there. And I'm like, yeah, it's slowly happening here. It's slowly happening here. There was some shit that said if you talk something crazy about Israel, they'll ban your passport. I'm like, did that pass or is that a real thing? But as these talks is going on, and I'm like, yo, if we really get there, then we're cooked. We're cooked. So him saying something that wasn't like the most craziest thing to say, I'm like, what are we doing here? What are we talking about? So let me see if I can find the clip. All right. Donald Trump threatens to sue ABC again over the decision to bring back Jimmy Kimmel. Let's see what the president-in-chief said. He said, I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. The White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. Something happened between them and now because his audience is gone and his talent was never there. Would you want someone back who does so poorly, who is not funny, who puts the network in jeopardy by playing 99% positive Democratic garbage? He is yet another arm of the DNC, and the best of my knowledge, that would be the major illegal campaign contribution. I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This sounds even more lucrative. A true bunch of losers. Let Jimmy Kimmel rot in his bad ratings. Those are his words. Okay. Now, Jimmy Kimmel is okay. He's not super funny. He's like, but whatever. But sir, I've seen Fox News. Why are we playing these games for? Like, what are we doing? So, a report from Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel's Live returned with 6.3 million viewers on ABC despite being unavailable in 23% of the company. That's fucking amazing. That's That's how you come back. Like, all right, like the Kardashians. Like, that's how you show it. Like, all right, I'm actually somebody. Like, I do this. Like, I do this shit. So I loved every minute of that. That's a 343% jump from the last season's average. A 343% jump is crazy. Only post Super Bowl 2006 and post Oscar episodes in 2004 threw more. So that's a huge fucking feat. But I'm glad that somebody was like, nah, we can't do that. That looks crazy. That looks crazy. Then where are we pulling the stops at? And then I saw somebody submit something about that dentist lady, the Republican dentist lady, and they were trying to compare it. It was like, well, Jimmy Kimmel said this, and it was offensive, and my feelings were hurt. And it was like, then you got the dentist lady that's like, yo, if you're a Democratic person, if you feel a way when I wear my MAGA hat, she's like, I turn the laughing gas down. I make sure you feel some pain. I was like, do you see the fucking difference? Somebody saying something, somebody doing something. And I was like, and then the lady ended up getting fired. This happened like 2 years ago, and she just recently got fired, and her business is doing bad because the one thing that I will say, that bad Yelp review from cancel culture, that shit is somehow really effective, and it's fucking terrible because anybody could just put input in it. And then the Democrats were mad that the Republicans took a play from that. So it's like, okay. I'm like, if you guys leave a playbook out there, they're going to run with it. And that goes for anybody in any situation. If you show me how to do something and I could do it back to you, I'm going to do the same shit to you. So yeah, this lady was like, oh my God, it was just a joke. Jimmy Kimmel can make a joke, but I can't make a joke. I was like, no, you insinuated that you can hurt people. And there's no way to unprove that you can't hurt people because you're in a situation that deals with people personally, as opposed to this guy that's on a camera in a studio surrounded by people that may or may not be real. It could be a laugh track, and he never really has to deal with anybody in the real world if he wants to. So, yeah, him getting his show back, I'm cool with that. I'm like stop looking for ways to make one side more popping than the other, because that's bullshit. So let me see what else I got. All right, Tylenol. What is this one? Nope. All right, let me see what I got. According to reports, health authorities worldwide are disputing President Trump's claim that pregnant women should avoid acetaminophen, the main ingredient in Tylenol, due to unproven connections to autism. Available evidence has found no link between the use of paracetamol during pregnancy and autism. Stated that the European Medicine Agency, Tylenol is European, the leading drug regular in Europe, artemetosol, is a common name for acetaminophen outside the U.S. Okay. I'm mad I didn't have the clip of the dude doing it because that joint was funny. I was like, oh, wow. But I didn't get it. I was like, he just went out there and he was like, yo, Tylenol just causes autism. And then people were like, it explains everything. I get it now. That explains why my child acts the way he acts. So that's my mom talking. So, yeah. So the memes were rolling. It was like, I take Tylenol PM at night, so I'm only restarted around that time. So I'm like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? So it was like mad funny. But I'm like, that is a crazy thought, because even if he's telling the truth, we don't know. We don't know if that's actually linked. As much as somebody could be like, well, we did studies, and then it's no different than the Google, like, oh my God, I Google something to prove my point. Like, you could play with those numbers too. You could be like, oh, hey, it's like ZEMPIES. When ZEMPIES came out, ZEMPIES is for this, ZEMPIES is for that. ZEMPIES is to help protect this and make you lose weight. ZEMPIES was created to protect kidneys. That's how it was created, to protect kidneys from diabetics that need the protection. The side effects is you don't eat. If you eat too much, you feel nauseous. You got to throw up. You got to shit yourself. All terrible things. Somebody was like, weight loss. So in the beginning, when this first came out, none of this information was like, oh shit, because it's still new. Still new. Then you started hearing shit like, oh, it causes stomach paralysis. Huh. Wait. You can go blind. It's the same shit with pharmaceutical. I know Tylenol's been around in the staple for years. I don't take Tylenol. I take acetaminophen, but it's not part of I don't know. That's part of the Tylenol company. But yeah, I'm a Motrin guy. I'm gonna leave. I need to leave. I need alleviation right now. All right. So it's like, all right, they could be juking the numbers. We don't know. We don't know anything. We just have to be like, just trust us. I'm like, all right, man. You're pretty trusting to me. I believe you. So yeah, it's crazy. But to link it to autism, I'm gonna say this. I don't know if it's politically correct to say this, but I noticed that there has been a huge spike in autism. A huge spike. Not because of the 3 girls I talked to that had it or they were on the spectrum, but you're like, how do you know? Like, they like trains. But yeah. There has been a rise. I've noticed this growing up. I was like, oh, this person had a kid. Yeah, did you hear? Like, I'm like, what? Autism. Oh, this person has a kid. Oh, autism. I'll be driving and I see the autism symbols, the puzzle pieces. I'm like, okay. I can't tell if it's just always been around or is more on the rise now, or just people are more vocal with it. So it's crazy. But I'm like, if that could be the case, that would be terrifying. That would be terrifying. But I have noticed lately growing up that those numbers have spiked high. So it's like, huh. But I don't know what the main culprit for that would be, or if it would be like people would consider evolution. I don't know who, but people would. I'm not saying that as a negative thing, but I've heard like, hey, that could be linked to that. All right. Speaking of unrelated packages, according to reports, Amazon will pay a record $2.5 billion to settle an FTC case over deceptive Prime enrollment, including a $1 billion penalty and a $1.5 billion in refunds to 35 million customers, the largest civil penalty and second highest restitution in FTC history. About fucking time. About fuck. Getting the fuck out of here. The reason I say that is because, whoa. The reason I say that is because when I signed up for Prime, I just really signed up to get like a few things online. And then they were like, hey, you also get videos. You can get Amazon Prime, the Amazon Prime app, and watch movies. I'm like, okay, not bad. It came with it, but it was still $15. And then I'm like, okay. And then they started raising prices. And I'm talking to them. Oh, because they also gave me Twitch. They gave me a Twitch subscription and an Amazon Prime subscription. So that's when I was streaming. I was like, oh, when I got the Twitch subscription, I was like, oh, I could start streaming. I spent more money. And then I was like, all right, now I'm a streamer. Am I still like streaming? No. But it's like, okay. You had all these add-ons that came with it as a positive. I get Amazon Music, Amazon Podcasts, all this stuff. But now, as life started going forward, prices started going up. So I was like, yo, what can I get rid of this? Can I get rid of this to reduce the price of this? Because I don't need Amazon Movies or Amazon Music or Amazon this. I just need this to purchase things here so I could get them really quickly. I was just talking to Samantha the other day. I don't like waiting for things because of Amazon. If it says more than 2 to 3 day wait, I don't even buy it no more. I'm an in-person rating. I'm a direct transactional person. So yeah, I remember this when Amazon Prime was like, hey, I called, spent 30 minutes on hold to talk to somebody. I was like, yo, the price of this is going up. And then they were like, yeah, what if I get rid of this? If I get rid of Twitch and I get rid of the Amazon app for movies, that's free. So I'm paying $15 to like use Amazon Prime shipping. Yes. The problem at the time for me was I wasn't using it. I was using it like once in a while. I wasn't using it every day like everybody does now. So I'm like, okay. And then my family got a hold of it and then they went crazy. So now it's something that I wanted to get rid of. I can never get rid of because now it has them in a chokehold. Now they use it. They get food. They get medicine. They get everything that they can possibly need the very next day. And if you're lucky, the same day, which is crazy to me. So yeah. And now we're hearing this because when I did try to cancel it, it was hard to cancel. It was like a gym membership. You ever try to cancel a gym membership? A gym membership will tell you, well, you got to come here if you want to cancel your subscription. And we're only open from 9 to 5. So you have a job that's conflicting and you're not trying to waste your time going to the gym to cancel it and like risk an hour, 30 minutes, an hour of your pay to go cancel something that could have been done over the phone or over an app. So yeah, I get it. That's a super deceptive way of moving. Because then you could be like, yo, we're raising your prices on you, but it has nothing to do with the other apps. But it definitely has to do with the other apps because you got to get permission to stream movies, move movies, put ads, ad placement, all these things generate money. And it's like, you're still charging us mad bread. To be honest, I don't even know how much I pay for Amazon right now. What I do know is that I got accustomed to watching the app and then they started putting more ads and everything, ads and ads and ads and everything. So now it's like, all right, for $3, you can just watch it with no ads. Okay. And then they got cute again and they're going to raise their prices again. And I was like, all right, so these don't have ads, but these have ads. Then what's the point of me paying the $3 then? So it was only a matter of time to just caught up to them and kick them in their ass. But I'm pretty sure they're not going to feel the $3 million that they're going to lose off of this. I don't think they're going to feel that an inch. They're not going to feel that at all. They're going to be totally fine with that. And yeah, that's no bueno. No bueno at all. So good for them. Good kick in the pants. Like, yo, because it's super deceptive. Because you could be like, oh no, the prices are rising because the shipping is going up. And it's really for, we just got this deal with Paramount or we just got this deal with them to bring these movies here. We got these deal with Cinemax or Linemax or whatever movie theaters there were, Paramount. And they're like, hey, we're going to charge you. All right, so we're going to raise the price up for this. Like, it makes no sense. So, yeah. Let me know when you guys send out those checks so you can give me my money. All right, so I think we're going to get out of there. We're going to go to...
Wait, Jose! Jose, I got to tell you something.
All right. Let's see. Oh. I apologize. As much as I want to be like, hey, we're getting money, it's going to go right to Amazon. It's going to go right back to Amazon. I already see it. It's going to go right back into their pockets. So it's like, huh. Because we're going to buy shit. We're going to spend money. We're going to do this shit. And so it's a win, but not really a win. It's a calculated move. They're going to get that money right back. Now we could go into...
Wait, Jose! Jose, I got to tell you something.
First person asks, what is your type? Because I shot my shot. I can't tell if that's a double entendre. Can't tell. Because when you say your type, are you saying my dating type? Or are you saying my diabetic type? Are you into type 1s and not type 2s or type 2s and not type 1s? See I could go shot. Or you mean the shot of insulin that I have to take to have this conversation because it's so sweet of you? I don't know. Or are you just genuinely interested on my, hey, would I date you? I saw your shot. Appreciate you. You don't look bad. I'm just not looking for anybody. I'm not. Sorry. I am super selfish. I don't want to deal with anybody extra's thing. I have a lot going on. I don't feel like taking on anybody else's trials and tribulations. So, yeah. What is my type? Rich. What is my what is my kink? It's easy. I say it all the time. My biggest kink in the world is having girls pay for me. That's weight of my heart. You want me to give me the to go? You want me to sound like,
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Pay something for me. Oh my God, you take me out to eat and you covered the bill. You pay the bill without me knowing that you paid the bill. You go to the bathroom, you get the waiter the money. I was like, baby, I'll cover it. She's like, no, it's already taken care of. Oh my God, my heart melts. You pull out my chair before we sit down. You open my car door. Yeah. Some of you are listening to this is like, oh my God, you just want to be the bad bitch of the relationship. Why not? I bring a lot to a table, not the table. You could be the table. You see the decorations, I could lay it out for you. It should have been like, babe, you see these tablecloths? Yeah, gotcha. My type. What is my type? Do. I need somebody strong so they can pick me up when my back hurts and just carry me around. I need somebody that's going to let me cheat in peace. All right. I'm going to cheat on you. All right. You're probably writing this down like, all right, I don't think I want to talk to him no more. No. It's too late. You're involved. You're here now. All right. So in 2 months, when I'm settled down with something else, I'm going to call you and you're going to be my side. All right. And I ain't got no type. But side bitches like you is the ones that I like. So, yeah. My blood type, Rocky Road. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much more I can divulge in this conversation because you shot a DM. And annoyingly, not that you shot a DM, but I get a lot of DMs. So sometimes I'll be missing things. Sometimes I think I respond. Sometimes it's like, hey. And then a lot of times it's angry shit. It's angry shit. They're like very mad at me. Like this other person wrote, what does it mean? Somebody wrote, wait, where'd it go? Oh, I didn't write it down. Somebody told me to kill myself. I was like, give me any recommendations. All right, so, oh, right here, there it goes. Somebody wrote, do you ever think of your end? Do you ever think of your end? That's what they wrote. Do you ever think of your end? Is that a threat? Is that a threat? Is it? Or are you talking about the ending of the show? Are you saying you will be there at my end? See? Don't touch my end, all right? You need consent to touch this end, all right? There'll be no rear ending over here, okay? But do I think of my end? Yes, I do. Every time I go to the gym, I do squats, squat life. But yeah. As far as my life, yes, I do. I think about the end of my life every freaking day. I think that's normal, right? Should it be normal? I don't know.
Holy mother of God!
So, like yesterday I was driving to work. And on my drive to work, actually, take it back. 4 days ago, I was driving to work. I was running a little bit late, but it's my fault. On my way to work, there was a funeral holding everybody up. They need to find another route for you guys. You guys just can't get on the fucking expressway, the parkway with a fucking 7-car. What's it called? Oh man, when they line up together. Oh man, why am I? Whatever. You can't show up with a 7-car caravan driving in the middle as slow as possible. All right, we're in a hurry. The person in the hearse, they're already at their destination. So I don't know why they be dragging it out. But 4 days ago, I was on my way to work, slowed down to get to work because there was a funeral procession going into the parkway. And it was that person must have been loved, well loved, because there was more than 10 cars there. More than 10 cars there with their hazards on in the middle lane going. So I was like, okay. I was like, that's a huge impact. I would love that. Reality, what seems more closer to mine would be the guy yesterday. The guy yesterday only had 1 car. That's it. Funeral hearse, 1 car. Nobody else. I was like, that seems more like it, but I think mine's would be more close-knit because I don't have a huge circle. Apologies if you think you're in a circle. I don't have a huge circle. Everybody could fit in the hearse with me. You could sit in the front with the guy driving the car. There's not that many of y'all. So I was thinking about like, damn, my shit would probably look crazy. My shit would be like, damn, nobody even cared to go with the guy. Like they're gonna put me in a Nike like book bag and just throw me in the ground. Like I was like, that's what I was wondering. I was like, hey. Also, I have a list of people that can't come to my funeral. Can't come. I have somebody at the door like, are you on the list? Oh yes, I'm right here. Good, you can't come in. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Every day, thinking about the end. As far as this show, it's on the same boat too. I'm trying to figure out when I'm gonna put the fork in this and go into a new venture. Because we're at 5 seasons. So let's see. Do we make it to the 6th season? The world would never know. Actually, you will. Will I make it to the 6th season? The world would never know. Actually, probably will. No, I probably don't know. But yeah. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. What is the next step from this? I'm not going to streaming. Streaming's going down too. So yeah. I'm trying to work things out to figure it out. Yeah. That's my answer. Hopefully you liked it. Let's see if I got anything else. What do you mean? All right. It's Latino Heritage Month. Give me your best Latino moment. It's easy. Very easy. I have an uncle named Angel. Love that man. Pain in the ass. Love that man. Responsible for a lot of shit that... Not responsible. He's been around for a lot of things. he has some of the best stories. He has some of the best stories in my life. At the time, we took a rowboat to Rockaway Beach into an island that I didn't know was an island, but it wasn't really an island. But he just felt the need to go out there, like he was hiding gold. So, yeah. But my Theo, second time mentioning him because I mentioned him that he looked like the guy from Savages. My Theo was like MacGyver. He liked fixing things, doing things, or just doing things to the best way that he saw fit or looked good in his eyes, if that makes any sense. So we used to go on family trips with him because he was married to my mom's sister. So my mom loves hanging out with her sister. So they would go places all the time. And back in the 90s, they were pretty lax in the rules. So my Theo had this minivan. I forgot what it was. I think he had a town and country minivan first. And then he went over to a Windstar. So he had minivan and he could fix it. He was good at fixing things. He just didn't want to do it. He didn't want to spend the money to fix it. So what he would do was, in the summertime, he had his little fan, little desk fan, and he'll turn that shit on. He'll dry places with the windows down. But if he had guests, he would drive around with the back door open, right? So what he did was he found some gate to put in the back of the van, and he would just slide it forward, and nothing holding it, just the gate's there. Like if we hit like a bump, that gate could definitely fucking fall the fuck out. But just the gate there. And then it had chicken wire because he thought we were going to stick our hands out. But he would put the gate in front of the door and then slide the main door back, the side door, and then we will all have air. That must have been terrible MPG because all that air is now going into this car, slowing down this car, making it harder for it to just drive forward. But whatever. So probably would have saved them enough money to fucking fix the AC. But that's my uncle. I love him. And I remember one time we're driving. We're going to Canada. We went to Niagara Falls. And we're going upstate. And we got stuck in traffic. There's no air coming in. We're all fucking hot. So, group of white people next to us. We're in the left lane. And the group is in the middle lane. And they're just looking at us like, on the gas. Like trying to get air because it's so fucking hot. And at that time, I'm fucking stupid. I'm wearing all black. I'm wearing fucking thick ass short sleeve, thick ass black shirt with thick ass jeans and black ass sneakers. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm fucking dying back here. So we're all at the gate like, and the family's like, oh my God, it's ICE. And this was before ICE was popular. And it's like, they got him. And I'm like, fuck you guys. But I'm like, holy shit, bro. We're all dying there. Like, he's like, it's okay, Papi. You need the air. And he takes his little portable fan and he points it to the back. Like, there's not 7 people back there in the fucking 3-seater fucking minivan. And we're all fucking tired. Like, let us out. Just move the gate so I could walk out. We could walk in the traffic, bro. But, yeah. That's my uncle. And that's one of my most fondest Latino Spanish heritage moments ever. Because we do that. I remember one time, I didn't get to go on it, but my cousin's dad, he bought like an airplane shuttle bus, and like 30 people went in this one van to Florida. And I was like, that's super Latino. That's where the jokes come from. Like, yo, you pop up in a 4-seater and 30 people pop out? Like, yo, so yeah, I'm from that era. So I remember that I died to this time. I was like, I'm pretty sure none of that shit was legal. He got rid of the seats and put like a little mini couch there. Like anything that made the car safe to be like, all right, in case you're in an accident, put on your seatbelts. Them shits is no longer there in the car. And then he had like black curtains on the back windows so nobody could look in. And I'm like, but I'm pretty sure you need that to look out because how are you using your rear view mirror and you can't see what's going on behind you? And there were no backup cameras back in the day. So I'm like, he's just freestyling all that shit. So I'm like, yo, that is my life. That is my life. Like, this is what I went through as a child. And I wouldn't trade it for anything because that's just one of them. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of stories that I would love to tell one day. But that's one of them, very near and dear to my heart. Because that boat shit was fucking hilarious. He's like, Papi, we're going to go to this little place, this little bar out here. I'm like, where is it? It's in the ocean. Get in the boat. And the niggas, like rowing there. Like, you not tired, sir? Against the current, against everything. He's like, we're in the middle of a monsoon. He's like, we're gonna get to the place, papi. So yo, fuck man, I love my family, son. My family's fucking jokes. I love it. But all right. I think it's time. To go to the next section, which would be welcome, beautiful people. The part-time lover. This is a section that people like to submit their relationship questions, and we somehow give them an answer that they cannot use. All right. I mean, you could use it, but it's totally up to you. I am not responsible for what transpires or using whatever information I give you, because I am not a licensed therapist. I am just a guy on a microphone with 2 cameras. So, hey, what's the matter with you? Hey, my bad. That's my ADD on brand. Damn you, Tyle-Nahhhh. Look what you did to me. Man, my bad. I had some guests pull up to the house. Let's get back to the part-time lover section. Let's get to the first question. What is the first question?
My girl has been wildin' lately in the bedroom, and I don't know if I like it. She uses Zen and has added it to her playbook. After it, I have anxiety and feel empty. I can't tell if she's upgraded to being an eater, or I'm getting addicted to nicotine now. What do you think?
What is Zen? What is Zen? Are you saying Zen or Zen? Let me reread that. No, right? No. My girl has been wilding lately. Let me reread this. My girl has been wilding lately in the bedroom, and I don't know if I like it. She uses Zen and has added it to her playbook. What is Zen? After it, I have anxiety and I feel empty. I can't tell if she upgraded to being an eater or I'm addicted to nicotine now. All right, so it's something with nicotine. What do I think? I don't know what I think. Hold up. What is Zen? Is that like chewing tobacco? Zen is a brand of tobacco-free nicotine pouches that are placed in the mouth, under the lip, and absorbed by the gums. That doesn't sound good. To deliver nicotine without combustion of tobacco leaf. I've seen somebody use this to go fishing. Hold up. Let me reread your question. Hold up. My girl has been using this. My girl has been wilding lately in the bed. She's using it in the bedroom. And I don't know if I like it. She uses Zen and has added it. Wait, she already used it, or she's using it wow. She's using it. Wow. Wow, it's crazy. Hold up. This shit just said you place it under your lips and it is absorbed by your gums. And she's giving you the top off of that with it. She's giving you the
Fuck to and spit on that thing.
What? What flavor? Let's see what flavors they got. Cool watermelon. Cool mint. Oh no. Spearmint. Oh no. Wintergreen. Oh no. Citrus. Oh, that just all sounds like it burns. Cool mint sounds like it's cool. Like, oh, like what? Why is that in the bedroom? What made? Huh? If it's absorbed through the gums, that's just definitely going through your dick skin. I never thought I would say dick skin on this show. What the fuck? Bro, you both are getting your fix. That's crazy. That's why you feel empty inside. You're craving nicotine. Yo, what? Does it go numb because it's a chemical? Then there's like a stranger's doing it. Oh, that might be different. Game changer. She might be an eater. Hold up. She's giving you the and then like 2 buzzes. That's 2 buzzes. That's 2 ways of feeling empty inside. Sexually and physically, and maybe mentally and spiritually. Shit. She's low-key drugging you, bro. Wait, there's so much to unpack here. I don't know where to start. That must be fire. Hold up. That's crazy. The Zen head? Wait, what? That's crazy, bro. First of all, Zen right now, after reading that's a little bit wild right there. Like, you put it on your gums and it is absorbed. You put it under your lips, onto your gums, and it is absorbed. Fuck that. All that extra shit. Because it sounds like something like that sounds like it'll fuck up your gums and fuck up your breath. You might as well just go fucking smoke the cigarettes. I never heard of fucking gum disease with people that smoke. Oh, I don't know. I don't fucking smoke. But yeah, do people that smoke get gum disease? I don't know. I only ever heard of the lungs, but I don't know if they get gum. I know they get really tarry teeth sometimes. So maybe. Damn, but that different. Because like I had a girl like smoke and blow smoke in my face while we were doing it. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like disrespectful, but I'm in a good position. So who am I to complain? But damn, son. If your shit go numb and she's going crazy on it, son, that's like a stranger's doing. That's like ghost head. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy, son. And now you have a new addiction. That's crazy. The way I see it, she's drugging you. Y'all are both being microdosed. But get it? Microdosed. But yeah, that's crazy. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Give it a break. I don't know if I feel like something like that really can't be healthy and it's not really meant for that area. She's wild. She's a wild girl. Wild girl. You probably thinks it's so amazing because of the nicotine. You're like, oh my God, I need that. No, you just need nicotine, bro. That's what it is. Next time, just go smoke a cigarette and see if that feeds your urge, if you feel something alive. That's crazy. Zen head is crazy. Wow. How long does that... See, too many questions. How long does that last? You're going to try to hit me with a double entendre. Which one? No. How long does that last in your system? That's crazy. Because I think I smoked like a cigarette like twice in my life, maybe 3 times. And then I pretended to smoke 5s. When you pretend to smoke, you just like, don't inhale. Like, like, oh my God. But yeah, that's wild. You're dealing with a lunatic, bro. She's an eater and a poisoner. What the fuck? She's like an anteater. And if you don't have, let me stop. But yeah, that's anteater crime on crime if you ask me. But yeah, bro, that's wild. That's wild. That's like somebody fucking me. Like, hey, baby, you want to smoke some crack in the middle of it? I am intrigued. It tingles the lips. Which one? See, I gotta stop. All right, I'm doing too much here. Yeah, I would figure out before you fuck her again or get top from her again, go smoke a cigarette and see if that's enough to satisfy you. Because that just might be it right here. You just would satisfy with a little nicotine in your system. Like, she's tricking you to thinking she has the fire, but no, she's like literally like putting a fire in your fucking gonads with that shit. That's wild. I've never heard of anything like that. Y'all nasty. Y'all nasty. Nasty. And I said and it's coming from me, and I said the fucking water torture technique 2 episodes ago. You guys won that one. You guys won that war. All right, I'm gonna go to the next question because that was crazy.
My sneaky link has me questioning how many links she has.
Okay.
We went back to her crib, and in the night it was warm. But when leaving in the morning, she let me borrow a hoodie. I didn't think nothing of it because I was cold and didn't come to the realization till I got home. I'm an XL-sized man, and she's an X's girl. Where did she get this hoodie from?
Nigga, that's a sausage link. Double entendres. Don't even ask me how. I feel like that should be the name of this episode. All right, so I'm gonna read it for you guys in case you didn't clearly hear it from Siri, which is, my sneaky link has me questioning how many links she has. We went back to her crib, and in the night it was warm. But when I was leaving in the morning, it was cold. She let me borrow a hoodie. I didn't think nothing of it because I was cold and didn't come to the realization till I got home. I am an XL size man and she is an XS size girl. Where did she get the hoodie from? Brother. She's the link. She is the OnlyFans link. She is the link in bio. I hope you wasn't wifing that. I hope you wasn't thinking about wifing that. All right, because right now you're gonna be like, you are not the only one, or the two, or the three, or the four. That's crazy. Like, did she look? All right, when she gave you the hoodie, did she look at you? She was like, "Yo, you look like an XL. You look like a large. Like you look like." Like, did she take time to shuffle through the closet and be like, all right, here we go. This is perfect for you. That's wild. That's a wild thing. Ladies, that is dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. I've always, I have this thing when girls take my hoodies that when we stop talking, give me back my hoodie. Because if I'm ever on the outside and I see somebody, like my hoodies are my hoodies. You can tell they're my hoodies. Like that hoodie you just saw me in the beginning of this episode with, you're not going to see that many people with. And especially in my area, you're never going to see anybody in this area with that hoodie. So if I'm outside and I'm like, yo, that looks like my fucking hoodie. Or better yet, if it's a hoodie that I made, like a No Special Characters hoodie or a Part-Time Lover hoodie, and I see somebody else wearing it, another dude that I didn't give authorization to wear this shit, I am whooping your ass, not his ass. I'm gonna ask him, sir, can you politely, ask him really politely, can you please take off this apparel that you're wearing? Or I'm gonna give you the Beats by Dre, my nigga, because where did you get this hoodie from? So yeah, it's crazy, 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 crazy. But yeah, sir, you answered your own question. She's a Vienna sausage. I don't know what you want, bro. Are you ready to be to be an added linkage to that? You don't know how long that link goes. The ideal one would be like 2 or 3, because she could be 6 or 7. She could be a foot long. She could be all this shit. You don't know. And you don't know where you place in the link system, because you could be all the way at the end. You could be with the whack dick dudes. If you're like, no, I don't think so. No, if you were a whack dick, she wouldn't have given you a hoodie. So yeah. Yeah, but I always wonder, like, yo, girls be trifling, taking hoodies and giving them to other dudes. Like I'm being dead serious on that part. Like, if I were to see somebody else wearing my shit, I'm whipping your ass. I'm whipping. It's not even because like, oh, you're sleeping with her. It's the fact that you think you could pull out that outfit better than me. And if you pull out that outfit better than me, I'm definitely whipping your ass. Because who are you to look better than me? But yeah. I don't know what you want from this answer, but they're gonna come over her body. Yeah, every time you leave, the next dude is ready to go. The next link was ready. Shit. That's not a sneaky link. That's a public link. Because you gotta be bold to just go grab a hoodie. Like, yeah, yo, you cold little bitch. And he like hands you a hoodie. She hands you a hoodie like, hey, wear this? Like, yo, what? No. That is not going down like that. That is not going down like that. Fucking, this is ludicrous. This is madness. This ain't Sparta, bitch. I'm fucking knee kicking you niggas in the face. Holy shit, bro. And she ain't shit. She ain't shit for giving out a hoodie. Just know that if you give her a hoodie, that your hoodie might go to the next dude. All right? That's over here fucking clothing another generation of men. That's wild, bro. That's wild. That's wild. Good luck with your situation, sir. You got your answer. She's a hoe. Ho. She's a hoe. Ho. She's a hoe. You know that she's a
hoe. Just wasted. She's a hoe. She's a hoe. She's a hoe. You know that she's a hoe.
Just wasted.
All right. We're going to get out of that section. Thank you for submitting those questions. Please continue to submit those questions. More questions like that, please, because those 2 questions were, whoa, they were real left field. So we're going to go and hit this. And we're going to get out of here. All right, guys, we're getting close to the very end. I just want to say thank you to you guys that listened to this podcast, that watch the YouTube, that listen to on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, and everything else. MP3s, don't bootleg my shit. I'll fuck y'all up. Especially around this time right now, only because I was doing my upload last week and I got a notification and it was like, your podcast is ranked number 105 on the new podcast block. And I'm like, Thank you very much. I was like, I've never expected to get close to the hundreds. I've always expected to be in the thousands because this show is not like a regular show. I don't really talk like the way other podcasters talk until I get to certain subjects. I was like, oh, okay. Like even my PTL section, that's like not answered the way a lot of people that answer those sections do. My section is always different. So I've always knew that I had something. I just don't know how to like market this shit better. But if you guys can continue to like, comment, share, and subscribe and get the word out more, maybe we could break the 100s. If I could get more listeners, then we could get closer. Maybe we get some recognition, put some more money behind this, get another background, different setting, maybe a co-host, maybe start a slew of other shows. It'll be dope. It'll be fire for us. It's only great for us moving forward if you fuck with me as a host or an entertainment or a podcaster or a social media. I'm not gonna say that word, but yeah. So thank you guys. As for now, I just want to say shout out to you guys that are out there hustling, making things happen, making things come through, setting goals, making goals, hitting goals, and goal orientated. See, I was gonna do the other one, right? But yeah, guys, I want you guys to be doing great out there, strive out there. If you hit your goal, set another goal. On your way to your goal, you fall down, I need you to get your punk ass back up. The world does not stop because you fall or stumble. All right. Remember, it's always good to be movement, to be fluid, because slow motion is better than no motion. And anybody that's stagnant gets stuck where they're at. All right. So we got to keep moving. So appreciate you guys. This has been episode 170 of No Special Characters. I am your host, Jose Luis, aka
On My Cool J,
aka aka Mr.
This is culturally inappropriate,
aka Mr. The big one. Ask your girl. Not really. She wouldn't know. She's only heard stories. It's like an urban legend. She's like, I think this might be a thing, but I don't know. Maybe one day I'll try it out.
Okay, let's go.
That's gonna be her. And then when she finally sees it, she's gonna be highly upset. That's gonna be her. She's like, I ruined my relationship for this. All right, guys. I appreciate everybody out there. I am out of here. Peace out.